Hi there, this is part 2 in a series of videos about spelling, about how kids in 3rd grade in particular learn to read and spell multisyllable words. If you watched the last video, great. If you didn't, I guess I can summarize it just basically by saying that the labels that we give vowel sounds is part of what's confusing for kids. We call them long and short, but really those are pretty arbitrary. We might as well say that there's a blue and a green sound for each vowel. It's not connected to anything real that makes sense to them, but we expect them to sort of know. So you can help your child learn to be a better speller and decoder just by helping them with that distinction. Driving around in the car, talking about words and asking them what we call it, knowing, as I said, that there's nothing wrong with their brain for not understanding why we're calling a long vowel long or short vowel short. But they need to know that. They need to know that vowels have 2 sounds typically. There are other sounds too, and that actually is the sort of the most important part of this video, which is to say that children can't really learn other vowel patterns until they understand that there are at least 2 very general sounds. The 5 vowels, A, E, I, O, and U, have very predictable long sounds, which are A, E, I, O, and U, and short sounds, A, I, Ah, and If they can understand that, they can also learn that the way we spell them, the way we distinguish which sound we mean, A versus A, is basically having to do with how many letters, how many vowel letters we use to spell them with. So, long vowels are spelled typically with 2 vowels. If you think about this, we'll talk about long A for a minute. Think about a word like day. We spell it with A and then a Y. Or if we have the word rain, another word with a long vowel sound, A, long A sound, we spell it with A-I. We don't hear the I. Its whole job is there to cue us to say A, not A. Now this is pretty much true like 80% of the time. I know there are a lot of exceptions, but think about if your child could spell and read words 80% of the time, that would be amazing. And we'll worry about the exceptions later. We call those exceptions oddballs. That's it for today's video. I'm going to be teaching your child, or reviewing with your child, the fact that in English we have a long sound and a short sound for 5 vowels. Y sometimes sounds like one of the other 5 vowels. And that to spell those sounds, we follow a very general rule. Long sounds need 2 vowels to spell them, like AI or AY, or sometimes like in the word name, we have the A and then we have a silent E at the end. So it's still a 2 vowel team. It takes 2 vowels to spell a long sound, and usually only 1 to spell the short sound. More on that next time.